Hello everyone, today I'll be making some vanilla soft serve ice cream, and I'll also be making some matcha soft serve ice cream. The whole reason I want to do this is because lately we've been getting a lot of hot weather. Like yesterday it was over 90 degrees, it was maybe around 93, 94 degrees, so it was kind of warm, and I thought let's make a cool treat today to satisfy our taste for ice cream, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start by adding 1.5 cup of milk to a blender, and we're just going to go ahead and pour it in here. And also we're going to add to that 1 1/2 cup of half and half. And finally, for our wet ingredients, we're also going to add 1/4 cup of heavy cream. And you know what, this one is very thick. I'm just going to use our spatula to go ahead and get most of our cream out at least. And there we go, that should be good enough. And now I'm also going to get our 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm going to go ahead and drizzle that in. We want that to be thoroughly combined. So there we go. And we're also going to add 3/4 cup of sugar to this. And we are also going to add 1/3 cup of milk powder. And there we go. We're just going to go ahead and put our lid on now. Now we are just going to go ahead and pulse our mixture until it's thoroughly combined and no lumps of dry milk remain. Now that our mixture is blended, we're just going to go ahead and take half of it out and transfer it to a Pyrex cup. I think I'm going to take around a little over 2 cups out of here. There we go. That should be good. So I'm just going to go ahead and set that off to the side. And now I'm going to turn our ice cream maker on to on. And then I'm going to slowly pull this forward. And I'm going to drizzle this in here. And there we go. That is pretty much all of our ice cream. So now I'm going to go ahead and take our little attachment, pop this in here. And now that that's in, we're just going to go ahead and put our lid on top. And now we're just going to let this spin until it forms a thicker mixture, and then we're going to use a hand beater to fluff it up. Alright, our ice cream is done, so I'm going to go ahead and scoop it out, and I'm going to transfer it to a bowl. And we're going to have to move quick here, because as you can see, as the ice cream hits the bowl, it starts to melt. So we got to be really quick about this. And we're just going to use this and kind of just scrape it out. You know what? I think that's going to be good enough, and I'll go ahead and get more out later, because right now we have to start fluffing our ice cream up because it's melting very quick. So as you can see, we have our beaters, and we're just going to turn it on high. That looks pretty fluffy to me, so now I'm going to go ahead and get our container and use our spatula to scoop our soft serve in here. And now it feels very fluffy, just like a soft serve ice cream should be. And now I'm just going to go ahead and whip up the rest of our ice cream and transfer it to our container, and then we can get started with our matcha ice cream. Alright, now I'm going to make our matcha ice cream. We're going to get like a spoonful or so of our ice cream mixture, and then we're going to mix it with our matcha. You know, that's actually pretty good in my opinion, and I think that's pretty good, so we're just going to go ahead. You know what, actually, I need like another spoonful of our liquid just to thin it out, so we have a little bit of clumps in there. And now we're just going to go ahead and add this to our bowl. And then we're just going to go ahead and follow it up by adding the rest of our ice cream mixture. And then we're just going to use our beaters to mix up our ice cream. And then we're going to go ahead and transfer it again into our ice cream maker. So in it goes. There we go. And now I'm just going to use our beaters, and we're just going to beat it up. Alright, now we're going to switch our ice cream maker on, and then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to add our ice cream mixture. And there we go. As you can see, there were a little bit of lumps, but that's about as good as matcha gets, because matcha is very clumpy even though I didn't make a paste out of it. But there we go. Now we're just going to go ahead and add our ice cream attachment. We're going to pop that in there. And then we're gonna add our lid on top, and then we're just gonna go ahead and repeat like our vanilla ice cream, and we're gonna churn this until it gets thicker. Alright, our mixture is done churning. It is now turned into a wonderful ice cream. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and scoop this. As we know, right now we don't have to hurry so much because it's still in the very cold ice cream churner, which is what makes it cold, because it's essentially almost like a giant blue ice block. Anyways, let's just go ahead and get this. We're just gonna use our spoon, and this is when we have to move quick. We're gonna put it in our bowl, and it's almost gonna melt instantly the second it hits it. And we're just gonna go ahead, put this all in. And you know what? That's enough. And now we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna plug our mixer in. Let's just go ahead and push it in. There we go. And now we're just gonna go ahead and put this on high. And there we go. It's getting nice and very fluffy. And some of you may guys know that the last time when I put my ice cream into our container, it melted instantly. So here, I have a nice frozen container to put our ice cream into, so hopefully it'll stay nice and fluffy and it won't melt the second it hits our container. So let's see how that works. So we're just gonna pull this forward, and we're just gonna use our spatula to go ahead and scoop it into here. Oh yeah, this looks so much better than a vanilla. It's nice and fluffy. And now, after I scoop this all in here, we're just gonna go ahead and put it in the freezer before we pipe it. Alright guys, our ice cream just came out of the freezer. It has been a couple of hours, and as you can see, it's deliciously soft. But because it is soft serve, we are gonna have to move very quickly, getting this into our piping bag right away, because we want to be able to pipe it. And it's going to be very melty very quickly, because the second you touch it, it's just going to start melting. Thankfully, I had everything either in a refrigerator and freezer, so everything I'm using is very cold. We're just going to pull our piping bag up now. And as you can see, that worked pretty well. And we're just going to go ahead, twist it, just like this. I'm going to remove any air bubbles, then we're just going to pipe. There we go, there's our soft serve. So now I'm gonna go ahead and pull our matcha soft serve out of the freezer to serve. Alright guys, let's go ahead and scoop our matcha into our piping bag. This looks deliciously fluffy also. What I noticed though is that as it hits the bowl, it does end up melting quite a bit. So we're gonna have to move very quickly once our ice cream hits our bowl. And you know what, I just realized the bottom of this looks very melty still. But that is okay because we have plenty of ice cream on top that is still frozen. So you can see some of it is turning into a liquid, but that should already be enough ice cream for us to pipe. So let's just go ahead and pull this up to the top. Then we're just gonna go ahead and transfer it to our bowl, and we're gonna start piping. There we go. We have a little bit of vanilla left over, however, but it's almost turning into a little bit of a matcha swirl. It's very soft though, so I gotta do this quickly. We're just gonna have to pipe, 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 pipe. And there we go. Some of it is a little bit stiffer, but let's just go ahead and twist and continue. And there we go. We're gonna have to transfer it into our freezer now. Alright, it's time to try our soft serve now. Some of you may be wondering, why in the heck is the vanilla so much smaller than the matcha ice cream? Well, it's just because I didn't divide the ice cream up evenly, and I just piped everything that there was. I piped all of our ice cream, and it turns out that I did not measure it very well, and I measured a lot more matcha, but that is fine because I really enjoy matcha ice cream. But anyways, let's go ahead and try this vanilla ice cream first. That's so good. It's very soft and delicate and creamy, and the second it hits your tongue, it melts. It is very sweet though, so that's the only criticism I have, but overall it has a very strong vanilla flavor too. I really enjoyed that. Well, let's try our matcha ice cream. Here we go. Mmm. Yep. Tastes like the vanilla ice cream, but with a good matcha flavor. It's not too strong, it's not too mild. I think that's the right proportion. I used about a tablespoon of matcha powder, and that seemed very good. I really enjoyed that one because it is less sweet than the vanilla because the matcha kind of cuts the sweetness with its bitterness. And I really enjoy matcha. It kind of has a grassy flavor. And for those of you that don't know what matcha is, it's just green tea leaves and they're ground down into fine powder. Anyways, I really enjoyed the soft serve. I'd have to give our vanilla soft serve an 8.5 out of 10. And finally, I give our matcha soft serve a 9 out of 10 because I really enjoyed that. Overall, I really do recommend you try that soft serve recipe out for yourself.